What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. This is our Friday episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer. This week we'll be taking a look at Chad Cuddigan's Delver, which you can get for $7.99 through Steam and multiple other avenues, all of which will be down below. What is Delver? Delver is a rogue-lite first-person game, which sort of reminds me of a cross between King's Field and maybe Hexen if you're playing the warrior or any of the melee classes. That's what the game really reminds me of. It sort of looks like Minecraft and feels like King's Field. If I had to draw two comparisons, what is the point of the game? Well, you jump down into a dungeon and you're looking to steal the bad guy's orbs. I don't know why we're always trying to get our hands on some guy's orbs, but that seems to be the general gist of a lot of adventure games. Let's go straight on in. I'm going to start a new game so that we have to start from the beginning, just so you can see what the game is like. And so it's going to randomly generate the dungeon through which we will be running. We started with, let's have a look here. I'm going to hit the I key. And we have ourselves some leather armor at 3 armor class. We have some useless pants, some pants that just can't seem to get any work done. We've got an iron dagger which does 2 to 3 damage. I apologize if you can't see the text right there. It's the same color as Zamun. We've got a dark potion. We don't know what that does. We've got an excellent iced one. Excellent. And we've also got some ale. So we've got ourselves beer, so at least that's going to work out. Let's have a look. And this is the campsite. Here at the campsite, you can do a number of things, namely buy items for your adventure to come. If we just talk to one of these guys, there it is right there. You can see that they offer a variety of services and objects that we can put into our sack. Unfortunately, we have no money because we just started this profile. Now, why would you do that? Well, when you die, you get to keep your gold. Of all the things you get to keep, that would be it. You don't get to keep anything else. When you die, you lose your gear, you lose your character, you lose your level ups, XP, all that fun stuff, but you get to keep your gold in the hopes that it'll help you do better on the next run. Now, largely, I don't really try that out. The game is in an alpha state right now, so they will be adding more stuff in the future, and I'm hoping that kind of the continuity of the game and also the permanent nature of the characters will be elaborated upon, maybe with like skill trees or something of that nature, different classes or races or something like that that start with different stats. All would be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and jump straight into the dungeon because that's what you want to see. Now, the dungeons are subdivided into 7 layers, as I recall. I've made it to the final boss a couple times, but I haven't beat him yet. He hits really hard, and he's incredibly scary. Like, he floats around, and he's like, woo, and he shoots like these crazy laser beam things at you that hurt like hell. Let's take it slow. The game controls with the W.A.S.D. keys, just like everything these days, and pretty much every other button on your keyboard makes you stab stuff in the face. I am totally down with that. I can get along with that motif completely, because stabbing things in the face is what we do best here at the Nerd Castle. We also have our mini-map up at the top left, and if you look at the top center, that's pretty much just our quick slots. I've got everything equipped as of right now. And it looks like there's a bat off this way, so let's go stab him. Because the first thing I think about doing when I see small mammalian rodents is stabbing them in the dome. There's a worn iron spiked mace. I'm not going to take that because it's not nearly as good as the dagger we've got right now. It's only like 1 point of damage better, and it's going to swing way slower. There's a slimy guy right there. I'm going to blast him with a wand. We're going to get our Harry Potter on here. And I got him. And so we've already leveled up. Let's talk about what each of these stats do. You can allocate them however you see fit each time you play through. Attack increases the amount of damage that you do with melee weapons and also with bows. Speed affects the speed at which you move across the map, so it's just your run speed. Health affects how much HP you have. I believe you get 4 HP for every time that you level it up. Magic increases the amount of damage you do with wands. This stat probably needs a little bit of a buff right now. I don't find myself using it very much. Still, that's what it does. Agility makes it so that you cock back your weapon a little bit quicker. So if you're taking a swing at somebody, having a really high agility is going to allow you to use heavy weapons a lot faster. Defense, each point of defense, I believe, adds 1 armor class to your character. For now, I'm going to go with agility because I like them heavy weapons, so let's do that. We've got ourselves another dark potion over here. I'm going to drink one to figure out what it does. He said yum, so based on my metagame experience here, I know that the dark potion is cola. Now, every single time you play the game, it does resample all of the different potions you can drink, so the different colors will do different things each time you play through the game. Let's have a sample of 2. You feel restored. So gold is restorative potion, which restores a little bit of HP and gets rid of any poison status. And then the black potion we have up there in our 6th slot is going to be cola, which basically just gives you health back. And stabbity! Oh, he got me back. No, stop! Come away, go away. There we go. We had some crazy, like, druidic hipster right there who was coming after us. No, we don't want to listen to Sparta with you. Go away! This is a trap, and I don't know what's going to happen when I step on it. And it looks like it has poisoned us. Now, we do have a restorative potion, and so there it is. Oh, God, Nick Fury with a knife. Go away! Go away, sir. I will stab you, and I shall take your shekel. 1 gold, and then there's another girl over here, and we're gonna get started on a successful adventure by stabbing some women. I guess that's how all good adventures begin. I don't know, that seems like a good way to adventure yourself to the county prison, but I don't judge. I have no idea. We could just be some, like, Did you ever think about that when you're adventuring in a dungeon? You could just be some crazy sociopath that's like suffering delusions. He's having the adventure of his life, but really he's just running down Main Street stabbing people. I got a new potion! I think about these things a lot. Let's move on. We're in dungeon number 2 now. I'm going to try and run this one as far as we can in the 30 minutes that we have. Got a little bit of health missing, so we're at 6 out of 9. Do we have any? Oh, we haven't picked up a whole lot of equipment as of yet. We did level up on the previous point, but nobody dropped any gear for us. We've got a mohawked guy with a shank here. Why does everyone have shivs in this dungeon? I feel as though we're playing Prison Architect, or at least some first-person version of Prison Architect. Everybody's dropping gold, but nobody's dropping anything useful. That's really, really disappointing because there are no vendors down here in the dungeon. We have an arrow, but no object from which to fire it, so I guess we'll just put it in our bag. Round the corner here. And what I will say about this game, so let's talk about some of the features of this game. The game is reasonably short, and once you figure out how to beat it, it is skill-based, and once you get good at it, you'll find that you pretty much clear it every single time. It is like Faster Than Light and some of the other roguelites that have been around lately, where once you pick up a little bit of a skill cap, you seem to do pretty well. The game also seems to have a problem with front-loading, in that if you have a really good early game where you find lots of gear, you're pretty much going to breeze your way through the back half. However, if you're having a run like this, things can rapidly become interesting. The graphical style is not going to change too much. As we go through the different layers, it'll change from like these stones to like a sewer layer, maybe. I almost said a stewer layer, but no, we will not be cooking or being a chef at any point. There's also like a Mayan layer. Oh, we got teleported by that trap. It did take us to the end of the level though, which was mighty kind of it. Take that red potion and let's be on our way. I'm gonna test it out. What is it? You feel arcane, so it's a magical shield potion. What a magical shield potion does is when you drink it, it makes it so no magic affects you. So you can walk across magic traps, you can get hit by magic bolts, crazy lightning bolts of fire, and just walk through completely and totally impervious. These enemies over here are going to be a little bit tougher, so we want to be careful when we engage them. We really don't want to get bit by that zombie because he hurts like hell. Go away, Zed. I do like the way that pixelated blood falls from your enemies once you've stabbed them once or twice. Here you'll find that we've leveled up again. This time I'm going to go for speed because I enjoy moving a little bit more rapidly. I don't typically find myself building my speed past 5 because this feels like the sweet spot for me. Any quicker and I find myself like sprinting through the dungeons and not paying attention very well, which anyone who sticks around the Nerd Castle knows that paying attention, that really is one of those things. It's a vice that I don't indulge in. It isn't. Let's stab this lady. Go away, lady. Stop smiling at me. Why are you smiling like a psychopath as I stab you? It's a little bit strange. Most people don't smile when they get stabbed, but all these guys seem kind of jovial about this whole situation. He just stepped onto a teleport. Or maybe it's a poisoner. I'm not sure. Now, don't be fooled by the fact that he's running away. He will stab you in the face if... Oh, somebody's shooting. Oh, God. We're being shot at. Let's get the hell out of here. We don't want to get shot any further. I'm going to pole kite him like crazy. We're going to do a little bit of 2v2 Paladin Arena action here and just kind of try and hide from him. If you can get into point-blank range with some of these little wizards too, what you'll find is that they don't do a lot of damage. They will punch you, they will stop using their ranged attack, and it'll get you off the hook for some of that damage. I'm going to stab this bat. The bat's like, but why? Well, because you're a bat in a dungeon, and I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Well, everybody said I could move down into the dungeon because I'm a bat. And now I'm getting stabbed.
Yeah, well, you know, them's the ropes. When you decide to be a bad guy, you should have been a good bat. You should have been a bat of valor and honor. Instead, you're a bat of evil and villainy. At least I think you're a bat of evil and villainy, and that bat was bleeding profusely. I didn't have anything to do with that death, so if they come down to try and charge us with baticide, luckily we won't be able to take the rap on that one. He stepped on a trap and killed himself. So did this little pool of viscera here. Are we still going in the right direction? My microphone is blocking my view of the upper left-hand map. It's okay, though. I'm going to fight with this guy for a little bit. I really wish somebody would drop some loot, though. We could use it. Oh, and I just stepped on an instant damage trap. Let me drink a cola so that we can get a bit more health back, and then we may have to rely on ranged combat for here out to the future. Oh, God, I'm getting stabbed by people. No, stop stabbing me. No, stop that. Now I've got to wait for my health to regenerate a tad. Sir? So I'm going to have to ask that you stop trying to place metal inside of me. It's not the kindest thing to do. I'm going to put metal back in you. I'm going to be totally metal here. I will inject you, sir. I will inject you with my steely manhood. And down he goes. So we've leveled up one more time. I'm going to go with attack. Since we haven't picked up any weapons, I think at this point it's probably going to be a really, really good idea to make us deal a little bit more damage with our knife. This has been an incredibly dry run. And the experience, I've played this game for about 3 hours now, and in my experience you tend to get a little bit better gear, but that's part of the roguelike process. is that sometimes you just don't get what you want, and you gotta deal with that. You've gotta get yourself whatever gear you can scrounge and hope that you make it out the back end with some late game luck. There is a fine skull cap right here. That's a skull cap that all the ladies want to get with. I will put it on my scalp. There it is. It is now firmly resting upon my scalp to protect it from bludgeony objects. This way we haven't checked any of these hallways out. Hey, an apple. I'll take that. Get away from my apple, zombie. You eat flesh, not apple. But I want apple right now. I don't know what this is gonna do. I'm a little terrified of it, but we do have a gold potion. Oh no, that was restorative. Damn, I drank the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm gonna drink the resist magic. And walking through there, you'll see that we didn't take any damage as we kind of skeefed our way past there. I think it brought us back to somewhere we had already been, though. Let me kill this slime first. And once we have slayed him, we'll go check out that other location. I'm going to try and be careful about all this because we are still using the default dagger, which is really, really, really terrible, to the extent that I feel embarrassed about using it. Let's crack this door on open.
Hello?
And in this room, she said hello, but then she charged at me with a stick to try and beat me to death. So I guess the greeting process is important when you're in a dungeon. You say hello, and then you charge and you hit them in the face repeatedly, regardless of what they say back. I was ready for a pleasant conversation, but I guess that wasn't what she wanted out of this experience. What is that gonna do? That's gonna teleport me. I already stepped on that. Let me have a look at my map and make sure we've hit this whole thing. We haven't gone off to the right yet, so let's make sure we've hit every single corner, every single avenue, every single boulevard. Oh, there's a couple more arrows there. Is that a better hat? No, it's a worser hat. Let's get the hell on out of here and we'll go down to the next lair, although I don't see us living much longer, unfortunately. We are in Cave 1, so we've gotten the cave biome. Now, sometimes you get the sewer, sometimes you get the cave. I don't know if it's randomized. I don't have enough experience with the game yet to really know how the flow goes, but it seems like sometimes you get a sewer and sometimes you get a cave. We are in trouble because I saw a beholder in here, and those things hurt like hell. You see that guy floating in there? He really, really, really wants to beat us up and take our lunch money. God, it deals, I think, 4 damage when one of those hits you. It's bad. It's really, really bad, and we don't have a whole lot of objects left. Ooh, there's a steel dagger right there. I want that. I want that very, very badly. Oh, there's 2 of them. Oh, and I've missed. I've definitely missed. Didn't miss that time, though, nor that time, so we've got him. That's 1 down. There's another one left. We've only got 3 charges left on our ranged weapon, which is terrible. Terrible. Let's grab, what is this? A broken steel dagger, of course. Of all the steel daggers we could get, we get the dagger whose wife just left him and who also just lost his job. He really is a broken dagger. He cries constantly, which is quite the feat because daggers don't have tear ducts. Makes the whole process incredibly difficult, but somehow he manages. I don't question him about it. It seems like it might be just 1 straw too many on the dagger's back. I'm gonna give myself some covery fire here. Oh god. No. You. I don't know what's about to happen. Run! Run away! I'm gonna see if I can outdistance him for a moment. We really need to find another ranged weapon, though, to handle him with. I can't run him down as easily as one might think here. You do have a small delay when he fires, but I just don't think I can get at him. Oh, I got him. Oh, he's fighting me now. Okay. He's down, and he's dropped a skeletal wang of some sort. We'll have a look at whatever the hell that was in just a minute. Skeleton's like, it's not my wang, that's my coccyx. Same general altitude, whatever. We need to eat ourselves some food. So we ate ourselves an apple, which will restore a bit of our health, because we were at 1 out of 9. We almost lost our life right there. I'm going to chuck that wand, and this one is an excellent storm wand. This is one of my favorite wands to get in the game for the sole purpose that the bolt moves very, very quickly, and so you can pretty much, you don't have to lead. It pretty much removes any type of leading you might have to do, because lightning moves at the speed of electrons, I suppose. We'll stab that guy right there. Hey, bat. Hey. Hey. Don't fight back. You're not qualified to do that kind of action. And you're also not qualified to... How much HP do you have, bat? God. We've got a scroll of flame. We've also got another gold potion. I think the gold potion was a restorative. I'll hold on to that for later. We're not going to take the dagger. There's a steak laying over here on the wall. And the first thing that I do when I see a steak laying on the dingy ground in a dungeon is like, well, I should probably eat that, right? It says that it's an edible steak, which is my favorite type of steak. I don't think I would shove it in my mouth were it the other case, but... You know, I've definitely had some close to inedible steaks over the course of my life. Got a very long corridor here, and the bad thing about these corridors is that sometimes you find yourself face to face with ranged enemies and there's not enough room to dodge their projectiles. I've lost many a life in these little There's a coin and a spider. Go away, spider. Oh god, we need to run away now. Did that get him? Oh good, we ran away and we got him. And we've leveled up, hooray! I'm gonna give myself a bit more health because we're not doing so well. That's gonna put us, oh okay, give us what looks like 3 HP then. There's also a purple potion here. The potion with the most alliteration with which to make everyone happy. And I believe that gold coin there might be triggering that trap so that we can walk right past it. These little guys right here can poison you, so I want to make sure that I don't allow him to bite me at all. Seems like something obvious to say to keep things from biting you while you're down in the dungeon, but I feel the need to express it. Ah, hammer. A broken iron hammer. Well, we'll take it because we need anything that deals more damage than this turd of a dagger. So we can do 4 to 6 now at the downside of it's going to have a way longer cock speed. So, I know that sounds like I'm trying to make a joke there, but I'm not. I just can't think of... I guess we can ready our weapon. There we go. We don't cock our weapon. We ready our weapon. So, as you can see, this one takes a little bit longer to load up. Well, why would you want to load up your weapon? Let's talk about that for just a minute, because I realized that I haven't covered it. Ooh, some fine chainmail greaves. Let's put them all over us and make all of the ladies back in the tavern love us. We had pants on that had 0 AC. Useless pants. Terrible. Now we've got some fine chainmail greaves. How the tables have turned. I'm hoping our luck turns around here for the little bit. Anything? Oh, another spite. Oh, we teleported him. Alright then. I'm gonna leave that coin on the ground because I feel like it's triggering that trap, or the trap was a one-time trigger only. I don't really know the specifics of how all these traps work. We could try it out here for a moment. Let's see what happens when we do this. Ah, it did work the way I thought it did. But that's a really good hat. I want that hat back. Hold on. Give me that one, and then we'll drop that one. I didn't realize I could trigger traps that way. Okay, well, I've learned something. We can do some Indiana Jones action. If you hit the Q key, you can just throw things out on a traps, and it'll trigger them permanently. But as I was saying, why would you cock your weapon like this? Well, you would ready your weapon because the game has a hit scheme of sorts, where if you just do little swings like that by hitting the space bar or any other key on the keyboard, if you do this, you have a chance of missing, and it's a pretty high chance of missing. That's why you want to beef up your agility so you can do full swings that always hit every single time. By the end of the game, if you've got yourself decent enough gear, you should be at a point where no matter what weapon you're using, it should be able to damage people and kill them within 2 swings. To the next level, down another ladder. We've gotten ourselves into the cave 2 here. Let's be short but swift if we can. Okay, so we've got a beholder in here. A beholder who doesn't care about his allies because he's just shot his ally, that little caterpillar, that capertiller as my niece likes to call them, in the back of its head. Unfortunately, the caterpillar is way more loyal than the beholder is, so he's not going to turn around and fight his friend like you would see a la Doom. I wish that that's how it went down, but unfortunately, it's not. And I just tried to lightning him. Did I get him? I see a big old pool of blood. Got him right there, too. Oh, spider, go away. Ooh, a spider steak. I cut a steak from a spider. That's how you know a manly man has been around. Where did you get that steak? From a spider that I slew. A giant spider. We've got ourselves some chainmail, too. I think I shall throw that onto my shoulders because it's better than the 3 AC leather armor we've been using. So we're at an AC of 12 right now. That's going to reduce the damage we take by quite a bit. We've also got a backup wand to use, although it is broken, so it's lower damage. Yeah, unfortunately, its lower damage border is worse, but we'll live with what we've got for now. What does this potion do? Purple potion? Ah, it's a healing potion. Okay, well, if we find a purple potion in the future, it will make us feel much better. What's off down this hallway? There are secret doors around, and I realize I've been walking around like I'm playing Wolfenstein looking for secrets. That's because that's the way you play the game when you play by yourself. When you're playing to entertain others, you try not to face the wall the entire time. That feels way too much like, ooh, that's a smexy dagger. What just happened? Oh, I'm poisoned. I thought something was hitting me right now. Do I have a restorative? There we go. So the gold did it for me. We've got a purple potion of healing. I'm going to put that right there just in case we need to invoke its purple potion properties for the future. And then I'm going to take this engraved. What is that? Oh, God. And I'm in my inventory, too. Get me out of my inventory. Stop this. Cease and desist. See if I can beat him back for a moment. And then we'll drink that potion right there. You'll notice that I said beat him back instead of beat him off. We don't want him to become too good of friends with us. We want him like the hell away from us right now. Oh, plate mail. What is this? Fine plate mail. Yeah, that's really good. It looks like our luck is finally turning around. We've got an excellent jeweled short sword, which is a good thing because I really like the short swords in this game. They swing quickly and they have an okay range. 10 to 16 damage versus the 4 to 6 that we were already carrying around. The fine plate mail is going to replace our 6 AC chainmail. Let's continue on down the rails here. See how much quicker that's swinging for us? Yeah, that's going to be a mighty nice. Maybe even uber nice. Now you can see our range is a little bit worse, so I'm going to have to be careful, but we're now one-shotting those caterpillars. On this side, go away you. Take your caterpillar gold. Caterpillars don't spend gold on anything anyways. What, are they going to buy some caterpillar pants or something? These guys are all dead set on stepping on... Oh, we've killed that guy too. That was more of a reflex for me, but we pulled it off. I'm going to go with a little bit of extra attack. Let's make ourselves hurt a bit more. Not to be confused with shepherding, of course. Hurting as in hurting. I realized that my T sounded like a D there for a moment. Can I drop anything on here? Let's go find something like a skull that we can throw onto that trap, because we can pick up the... Oh, something else stepped on him. We're going to need a couple. Let's grab a skull, and there's got to be a rib cage or something around here that we can use to trigger these traps. There we are. Oh, God. He just poisoned himself to death. That's fine. That's an easy way out of this predicament. We'll throw that right there, and then we'll step across. There's some measly chainmail right there. It's not going to be any use to us. There's a blue potion that we've never tried to use as of yet, so we'll play with that one in just a minute, unless I'm forgetting. There's a... What is that? A worn steel sword. No, we're not going to need that. I don't need... Somebody's been wearing the sword like a codpiece. This smells like hamburger. We don't want it anywhere near us. None of that stinky sword business. I think there's going to be... Oh, there's no secret right there. There's another jeweled dagger. There are a few weapons laying around and a few bits of armor, but I don't think they're going to be... That's excellent mail, and we've got a fine plate mail right there. Okay, well, let's press the M key, and we're going to open up our map to figure out where we went wrong here. Oh, we've got to actually traverse all the way back to the other side. I'm going to try not to step on any of these traps. Forgive me if I'm whipping around too much, making everybody dizzy, giving everybody an extreme case of vertigo. I do hope that with this game they choose to expand it a bit further in the future. Oh, we walked right past that broken missile wand. We could definitely use that for the future. The game is currently in development, so they are going to be adding new features. As of right now, I think there's about 10 to 12 enemies in the game. You will get used to them, and once you realize what they all do, you will quickly come up with solutions to those problems. So the game obviously doesn't have the open source development of NetHack or anything else at the moment. However, you will find a very pleasurable roguelite here, and I have been playing it a lot lately. I find myself jumping in for a quick round every now and again. Looks like we've got another enemy here who's going to be taking shots at us. I'm going to try and bait him down the corridor and possibly onto this trap if we could pull it off. Or maybe I'll just throw the bones out there. Oh, it's a teleporter. So we are going to have to, unfortunately, traverse it rapidly. Play Stab a Spider here for a moment. And that guy down there, hopefully we can give him a taste of our wand. Our bony wand. I think I got him. I can't tell. I don't see any movement. There's another jeweled short sword here, an excellent version. I don't know if that's going to be better than what we have. I'm not going to stop to mess with my equipment here mid-cavern because I do hear the sound of enemies all around. Oh, there he is right there. I didn't think that we got him. I'm going to try and bait one more shot. And then we'll get in here and see if we can't. Nah, he's backpedaling pretty quickly. What is this? A broken steel hammer? Okay, well, I don't see us putting down like any railway lines or anything that's going to require us to use a bludgeony surface, so let's just continue on our way. Some chainmail greaves. Oh, I hit the wrong key and I just used my blizzard scroll on accident. Disappointing. Pretty soon it'll be out there nerfing everything. That would be kind of humorous if the blizzard scroll just like nerfed random classes. With reckless abandon, it just nerfed everything. I'm gonna go with... God, they're all broken, so I don't really have a choice. Is that better than what I have? 10 to 16? Oh, they're both excellent. Too bad we can't dual wield. We could get our Drizzit on right now. That worn chainmail. Oh, I hit the wrong button again. But Iron Skin might be helpful. Maybe a little bit. God, this slow projectile is gonna kill us. It is gonna get us wounded. Excellent steel greaves right there. I don't know which ones I'm wearing. We're wearing fine steel greaves, so let's put the excellent ones on, and then we'll throw those ones on the ground. Grab this little pile of coins, just so if I decide to continue forward with this campaign after this episode, I can use it. I can get in there and buy some equipment to jump into the dungeon with. Alright then, I don't see anything else happening here. So I think what I'll do for now is I'm going to leave some spoilers. There are some things we haven't seen in here, and when I do these little review previews, I really do like to leave something to the imagination. I don't want to go through this and leave the game scantily clad, so I'm going to break off the episode. My name is Splattercat. Today we are playing Delvers by Chad Cuddigan. You can get it for $7.99 on the Steam store, or through any of the links that I'll put down below. As for the pros and cons, let's get to them. I like to do these pros and cons at the end of each episode because it helps me formulate my thoughts and get everything right where I want it to be. It puts a synopsis bow on the whole package. So we'll start with the cons. Since I don't feel like there's a lot of them at the moment, I'll just say that there's not a whole lot of content here for you to dig into. That's my main con gripe right there. At the same time, you've got to look at the flip side of the coin in that the game is in early alpha, so it's not really a fair argument to make either. As it stands right now, I feel like you'll probably get 3 to 5 hours out of this game before you've just about seen everything it has to offer, and if you're particularly skilled, you'll probably find yourself getting down to the bottom of the dungeon on like your 4th or 3rd playthrough. Now, the game does randomize certain elements, such as the potions and the dungeon layouts. I do think it needs a lot more, and I'm willing to bet that that's probably what they'll add in the future. A huge plethora of gear, a cornucopia of slashy objects would be nice, and I'm sure you can look forward to those as the game progresses. In the pros section, I would say that the game, as it stands right now, has a nice presentation. The sound effects all work, the game feels streamlined, and as you up the speed of your character, everything does feel fluid. There are occasional things such as your bolts passing through enemies that pop up, but I don't see it very often. In general, the game has very, very generous hitboxes, and you don't have a whole lot to worry about right there. One area that I am worried about is the persistence of the game, and I do hope that they'll work on that so that there's some sort of achievement system or skill base where as you go through the game you can increase certain traits, or there'll be different classes and unlockables, something to keep you going down into the dungeon over and over and over again. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see more of these. We do our Friday weekly indie newcomer, as I said, every single Friday. This week was Delvers by Chad Cuddigan, a game that I wholeheartedly endorse and have been having a lot of fun with. I look forward to seeing you next week, and take care out there, everybody.